Good morning, Wanderers. So today, one of my goals, because tomorrow is our first prenatal appointment, so one of our goals is to write down and group together all the questions I have that I can ask the doctor. I've collected different articles that give ideas of questions I should ask, plus I have just my own questions that may or may not be covered in these articles, but I just want to create a list so I can just ask all my questions and get some of my concerns or worries taken care of, and just to gather more information about how to have a healthy pregnancy. And Paris, are you helping, Mom? Are you helping? Yeah, you're helping. He's my little buddy as we do this morning. Some of the questions I'm going to be asking are, should I be doing any particular kind of exercise that will make childbirth easier? What kind and amount is safe, such as abdominal workouts, are they safe? And how far can I run safely, and for how long into my pregnancy? And then I also have questions such as, like, can I paint my nails? One that Corbin added was, Zyka concerns while traveling.
That's a real concern.
It is a real concern. It is a real concern, especially with mosquitoes, and even though there's not a lot of cases, or any, there's maybe a couple cases.
I think there was one confirmed one in Texas, but it was because she was traveling.
I'm really excited for the appointment. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm gonna be really disappointed if I don't hear the heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
That is really exciting, but we don't even know like how far along you are.
I know, and I know that, so if going by their estimate, will be 11 and a half weeks tomorrow, or about 11 and a half weeks tomorrow. And so we should be able to see the heartbeat. If they do an ultrasound, we should definitely be able to see it. But whether or not we'll be able to hear it is a probability, but I guess not for sure until you're like 12 to 14 weeks. So, but I'm just really hoping they'll do like an ultrasound so we can see the baby and see the heartbeat, because I just want to.
Yeah, that'd be exciting.
I know.
So tomorrow we are heading to Ottawa, Canada, which is kind of a long drive. I think it's like 600 miles from here. So whenever we're gonna do a long stretch like that, I always check the oil, I check the antifreeze, I check the tire pressure. This beast takes a lot of oil. We probably go through a quart of oil a week, I think. So I always buy one of these whenever we're at a Walmart, and it lasts us for a little while, like a month. And it's really awesome that they sell these huge things of oil, because this thing will take this whole thing in like a month. So, travel pre-check time. Right on the borderline of safe. Usually that's the case whenever I check it, because I check it weekly, and then it's all the way down on the line of safe and not safe. So then I just add like 2 quarts, 1 to 2 quarts, and it should be good. We haven't done a live in a while, and you guys have been asking us a bunch of questions in our comments. You guys have been going hard on the comments, asking us questions on how to live on the road, what's the hardest thing, anything and everything you guys have asked us. So we're gonna do a Q&A answering some of those questions. First, we're gonna start with the first tweet that we got using the hashtag #AskSTW, Steps to Wander, STW. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Do you get it? Bailey Bowles tweeted, what's the biggest problem about traveling and not staying in one place?
I think it's just kind of exhausting. That for me would be the #1 thing, especially if you don't know, I'm in my first trimester of pregnancy. I've been talking about it a lot, so you probably know. But for me, that is the #1 thing. It's just kind of dealing with the exhaustion of like packing up and moving from place to place.
Yeah. I think for me is that too, just packing and unpacking, especially our back rack, just like making our camp and then packing it and then going, and yeah, so. And
also drive days, we usually try to drive really early in the morning to beat the heat, just to be safer with driving our van. We don't want to be driving it when it's 90+ degrees out if possible. So we tend to leave pretty early, about 7 if not earlier is our goal. So yeah, that can be a little tough too, is getting up earlier than usual and getting everything going. Next question is by Mossy1. This person asked, do you work on the road, or do you guys plan on working intermittently? Intermittently.
Intermittently. so I have a job that I still work for remotely in Portland, and it's like 3 days a week. It's only part-time, so it brings in some of the money. And wherever we have internet, I can be working. So we just have to make sure that the 3 days out of the week that I'm scheduled to work, we have to have internet.
And then another question from this person is, does Kelsey also have a job? So I most recently got a job working for a mobile RV blogging website. So I've been writing blog posts for them, and I'm receiving a little bit of revenue from that. So that's kind of my job. And then also we do YouTube, as you know. So that's our other part-time supplemental income. And that's definitely a part-time, if not full-time job.
Yeah.
Especially for Corbin, because he does the editing. But then even just keeping up with social media and keeping up with comments and planning out videos and producing, not just producing, filming, recording the videos. It's a lot of work. I think a lot of people don't really understand how much work it is. So it's definitely a full-time job. So really Corbin's working a full-time job plus a part-time job. And I'm working
like a part-time.
Like a part-time job.
Yeah. But our revenue is basically coming in from all these different areas. It's not just one major area where our revenue is coming from.
Yeah, and then I am still working on my art, but I haven't completed anything. So that's not bringing in anything, obviously, because nothing is finished. And who knows what will go with that. What will come of that.
She'll be done soon with one.
We'll see.
Rachel Pelfrey on Twitter, on the Twittersphere, is asking, do you regret taking this van trip? What kind of question is that?
Definitely not.
There's definitely ups and downs, but
it's definitely
no regrets.
hard. Like, it's not easy. It's not this dream. I mean, it is a dream, but it's not like this easy, like, everything is amazing trip.
Our
it's
videos,
very hard, but I would never regret it.
Our videos make it look very idealistic and kind of, because we just shoot the good stuff and I put it to good music and it's showing like the positive and bringing positivity into the world, but there's definitely some really crappy moments too.
I mean, like breaking down when it's hot, or just even dealing with the heat in general is very hard.
Like, to you guys, it's just a video you're watching when we break down, and it's like, oh, they're breaking down. But to us, it's like, that's our life. Like, we're breaking down on the road. We might not make it somewhere to sleep.
Yeah. So it's not easy, but I don't regret it at all. Our question is from Charles Michael. Charles asks, what kind of scooter rack and what kind of scooter?
Yeah, so I think he's asking about our back rack, and I don't know what brand it is. I did a whole video showing the rack and our setup. You can go check it out at the link right up there. But our scooter is actually a Tank 150cc, and it's made by, I think Tank is made by KTM. I think I saw that somewhere. So it's a Tank 150cc Urban Metro Classic, something like that. We just got it off Craigslist.
Yeah, and it's awesome. It's actually really funny.
Excuse me.
It's actually really funny because of the classic style of the handlebars. I've definitely heard people a few times walking by being like, look, they've got a Harley on back. Like,
which is awesome because it's
it's not a Harley, but cool.
Okay, so Isabella Sophia asked, do you guys have an emergency plan if the van breaks down and you can't fix it anymore? Would you stop your trip or would you try to get a new van? We haven't really thought about that.
No, we do not really have an emergency plan. We definitely would not try to get a new van.
No.
We wouldn't do that. We would probably just have to fix it and just fix it as best we could. And then if it's like really broken and not reliable, we would try and just get it as close to back home as we could.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what we would do.
Yeah.
We wouldn't leave the van. And we wouldn't buy a new van.
It's just we've just put too much work into it, and it has like a part of our soul in it.
It kind of does though. Next question. Jay Hetfield asks, breakdowns once a week?
Yeah.
Not for a while though.
So our last question for this Q&A, and we're gonna start doing more Q&As because a lot of you guys have a lot of questions, but our last question is this tweet from Amanda Hassman, and she asks, could you potentially stay in one place longer if you want, or are you pretty strict with your schedule? The only restrictions we have on our schedule is like scheduled work meetings on certain days, and then the meetups with you guys also kind of set like a rigid schedule. So those are the only things that make it very strict, but anything in between, we're pretty flexible.
Yeah, we can be pretty flexible. I think towards the end of the trip, we're gonna have to stick pretty close to our schedule just because we need to get back by a certain time.
Yeah.
But besides that, we have definitely some flexibility. We can decide where we want to go and how long we stay there. And if the thing is if we decide to stay somewhere longer, we still only have the same amount of allotted time. So then we'll have to either cut things out or shorten our stay in other places. So you just have to kind of pick and choose on if you really like a place. If you're going to stay there, then somewhere else you won't stay there as long.
That's it for our Q&A for today. If you guys want to ask us questions, make sure you follow us at Corbin Adam Scott and at Kelsey Emily Sherrick on Twitter. We also have Snapchat.
Emily Scott.
Oh. And
we're married.
I forgot.
I would also like to note that we are currently going to be downloading an audiobook of the Harry Potter books because we're super into audiobooks right now and we really want to watch Harry Potter, so obviously. They're $30.
$32. Goblet of Fire is almost $50 for the audiobook. That's ridiculous.
Are we still gonna do it?
Oh, the last 1, 2, 3, 4 are all $50.
Well, those are really big books. They're like
$200 for audiobooks?
That's a lot of money.
What are you doing?
Smelling this delicious lotion that Maggie made me.
Why?
There's a lot of smells in here. Kind of unpleasant smells. You can smell the propane sometimes. You can smell the bathroom really strongly. You can smell the gray water tank when the dishes are dirty and the fridge.
I can't smell any of these smells. The fridge I can smell a little bit, but it's not like that
We
bad.
literally just bleached out the fridge like days ago. Not that long ago.
Yeah.
And it lasted for a while and that was good. But now I can smell it again.
Her pregnancy sense of smell has gone through the roof.
They just smell so bad. I just almost throw up every time I open the fridge. It's not good. It makes it hard to eat the food in the fridge too.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my love.
So I smell this lotion.
This is Paris getting taken by aliens.
Paris, where'd you go?
There he is. There he is.
What happened?
Did you go into the outer dimensions?
Tell us.
He goes, you guys are weird. We have an early morning tomorrow. Tomorrow is Kelsey's first appointment. How do you think it's gonna go?
I think it's gonna go good. I'm trying not to be nervous, but I am still just a little nervous.
Yeah.
I just don't know. We haven't been for an official appointment yet, so I don't know.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think it's going to be really fun. But thumbs up for that. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do new videos Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. And be where your feet are. Alien.